Everyone, welcome to another exciting video of iOS development. This video, or this week, we're going to talk about visual views. So during the week, we're going to go through different ways to display images on the screen. For example, we talked about this a little bit before in a previous chapter. We're going to use the assets that we didn't use. We're going to talk about how to make an image gallery application, add tiles and so forth, and so forth. So hopefully at the end we could come up with some type of program that we could write this week, and so forth. So we'll go from there and kind of get started. So my idea was I was going to add cats, different cats. I had these cats picked out that I was going to use, but I couldn't find different sizes. And it helps if you could find free art. So I found some art that I paid for in the past to use as an example. So I'm going to actually start with that. So what you want to do is, first thing you want to do is click on assets, and this is a location where we're going to put our images at. So I'm going to grab this image that I have, and I'm going to throw it over here, and I'll actually put this in the lesson. You could use these images too within the lesson. So you have these different sizes here, and usually what it is it goes from small, medium, large, depending on your application, how you want that to do. This is an application that someone wrote through codecanyon.com or codecanyon.net, whatever the case is, and you could download it. You could reskin it, and I downloaded it for some art. So anyhow, kind of getting started here. So we've put this image in here. Assets is where we keep our images. And the thing is, the size of it varies. If you're making the iPhone app or if you're making an iPad app, it could be smaller or larger. So based off the size of something, if you're using a big, before when it was just, hey, it's just one iPhone or whatever. But now they've had so many different things that you could do. It just makes it a little interesting. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna need a storyboard first of all. So let's go to storyboard. And then we're going to scroll down here and find image view. Might have passed it up. This would be nice if you could search on it. There we go. So I'm going to drag and drop it up here like we did before. Make it a little smaller. What I want to do is I want to add multiple ones. Kind of like we did before. Tried my best to make it the same size. There we go. Put it on the side there. I'm gonna try to make it as close as possible together. I don't know if it's the same size or not. Okay. All right. That's pretty straightforward. All right. And then we need to add a larger image. So what we're doing at this point is, like I said, we're taking two small images, one size, another size, and then come up with a bigger image to display here. All right, so we have this and this. All right, so now we need a button to display our information. So I know the button was at the top here. All right, so we'll drag the button out here, and then we'll scroll it like this. Oops, hold on a second here. Perfect. All right, now I'm just gonna, didn't want to crease the button. So I want to change the button. I'll just say submit. Perfect. Awesome. Submit is fine. Let's see. So one thing I wanted to point out with image views here is you notice here where it says scale to fill. So it allows, no matter what image you put in there, it allows you to, scale it however you want it. So I'm going to add our first image that we added. So I clicked on it. It was called icon 72, and I clicked on it. So it could like scale it to fit like this. It could scale it to do other things. So let me undo what I just did. Perfect. So we'll keep it like that, and then we'll add a bigger one and a larger one and so forth as we progress with this. All right. So let's go ahead and start our stuff that we normally do. So let's go over here to actually we want H. And we just need to drag and drop our interfaces here. All right, let's do this. Perfect. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is we're not gonna use this one. I'm gonna use the second image. drag and drop control, come down here. I'll call it view image 1 outlet. So then we need one here, control and click, and I'll call it view image 2. And then we're going to need a enter here. We're going to need a property for the button here because it's going to be an action event. Control, drag, click, and we'll make this an action. And I'll say submit. That's it. And hit connect. So now we have our 3 actions here. We've connected our outlets, so we have our images over there, and then we have our button, which is going to be an action event once we click. So what we want to happen is once we click the button, this image right here will appear down here in a larger scale. Pretty straightforward, I guess. All right, so let's actually, one of the other things I wanted to point out, so we talked about scale to fill. There's another one called aspect fit. And what's nice about this one, no matter what the size is of your image that you have, and make sure it fits it perfectly. So when we had scale to fit, it's just that it kind of looks fine. You could do fill, it makes it bigger. You could do center. You could do all these different things, and center is fine if you're looking for a small one. But aspect to fit is fine because no matter where you put that image, like if I put that image here, it would be fine. It would scale it perfectly fine. So that is important. So we will utilize that one. So let's just again run it and see what it looks like. Yeah, sure stuff. At least get an idea if it comes up half decent. All right, so it did. So there's nothing there. We just have that thing. We have a submit button that does nothing. So this is fine. So let's go over into M. And so let's talk about some different things that we could do over here as well. So we have our view did load, and let's actually get out of that mode and get over here. Oops, what was this? All right, cool. So view did load. So what we could do is here we could actually take our image 1 and we could write the code over here to do the same thing. So we could come down here, and we did it on our screen, but if we wanted to come down here and say, okay, self.image view1, which is what we already put in there, dot image equals, and we could put UI image, and we could say image named, and then we give it a name, which would be at, and then whatever the name of the logo is. So I think ours was, let's see here real quick. Oops, ours was icon72, which I don't really like that name. So I'm just going to go back and change it to image 1. It should automatically be fine over there because, let's see here. Let me get a storyboard real quick. It should automatically, see, it didn't change it because it's looking for icon72. So I can come back down here and choose image 1 so it finds it. So let's go back to my main. All right, and get back to what I was doing here. Icon72 seemed like a lot, so I want to put image 1 dot, I think it was it's a PNG file. So you'll more likely want to use PNG files on your application when you're developing applications, because PNG has no background to it, and it makes it a lot easier. If you're doing something with JPEG or GIF, it's fine, but I'd recommend using PNG all the time. All right, so I'll come over here, and it won't make a difference. So let's go ahead and run this real quick. So this just says, hey, when the application starts up, I want the view image 1 where I have, you know what it was? I call this one view image 1, and this one right here was something else. So that's fine, because it shows you that the next app next to it has that image in it. So if I come over here, where's storyboard at? I come over to storyboard, and I actually have this as image 1. This is not assigned, so that's why that went over there to that, and that's fine. That's what we want. So I wanted to show you that I didn't have to set the content over here. I could have came over here and chose image 1, but I didn't. I'm showing you that even in your program, you could evaluate and set up your stuff. So we could do the same thing for the rest of them moving forward. One thing I noticed here different is we have this one aspect to fit, and we have this one scale to fit. So we want to change that to aspect to fit, and I'm going to change this one aspect to fit as well, because that's going to be a problem. All right, so now let's go ahead and program our button. So let's go back to M, and here's our action event down here, and we'll try something else here in a minute here. So we'll do self.image view2, because that's our second image, view2 dot image equals, and we'll do UI image. We'll say image. Actually, we could just copy and paste all this here. So let's do this. Copy, and we'll just change the thing around to the different property, paste, and we'll call it view image 2 this time. All right, and it's called image 1 still. So what will happen here is just scale the photo to be a lot larger, and then what we'll do is we'll add different images. We'll add those cat images. All right, so if I click submit, boom, the third one shows up there. So this looks a little different. So let me actually use iPhone 7 because 7 Plus, because things look a little bit different each iPhone. So let's see how that works on an iPhone 7 Plus. It might look pretty much the same, but I think when I scaled everything, I didn't center it properly. All right, it says cat images, but we're going to change that in a second here once this launches up. All right. Yeah, it still looks the same. It's just I think I did bad centering on it, but you get the point. So let's actually move on to image assets. So let me find those cat images, and we could put those in there. There's a lot more. We have 3 cats at home, so that's why I was going to do cats. And I was going to use her pics, but they weren't giving me any going. So let me find some cat images I found off the internet. We'll use this one. This one's adorable. So I will move it. I don't think it's a PNG, so it'll be fine. All right, cat 2 it's called. All right, cat 2. So now what we could do is we could come over to our story here. Oops, we come over to storybook, and we could change this one to cat 2. And then we could come over to our main and do the same thing. It's not a PNG file anymore. I think cat 2 is a, let's see here, it's a JPEG file. Yeah, JPG. So let's see if we could change it around. Call it cat 2. And then make a JPEG file. Let's see if it accepts JPG. And do the same thing. It might have to be JPEG. Let's see if it accepts it this way. All right, let's go ahead and run it and see if it works. Excuse me. Alrighty, succeeded. Oh, I'm still an S. Yeah, we're fine. But the image is not as super large as the other ones is. So, but it scales it out perfectly. Now I could come over here. Yeah, over here and make. Oh, see, that's a smaller image. So if I had a bigger image of the cat, like if this one right here is pretty big. Oh, actually that one wasn't as big. And that one was big. It should have scaled it out perfectly fine, being that big. Let's see here real quick. Storybook. Yeah, see, I was thinking it would. Let's just do scale to fill real quick and run it and see what happens. But it just ran it accordingly how it needed to. All right. Okay, so scale to fill fills it, but that's why the aspect fit is better, because it fits it accordingly in the way it should be fit. So that is my short video on how to set up images. We did this before, but we did it differently in this video. We added the images here. So if you had bigger images, you would add them here and so forth. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.